All right, good morning YouTube, social media, and wherever else I post this. So today, we're going to be talking about a hard topic, and I know I haven't been posting on YouTube much, and I've been saying that I want to post on social media much more, and with the way YouTube's been going, I don't really like YouTube anymore. I don't like posting to YouTube. I don't like the whole AI thing, but I can meet for another video. So I want to talk to you guys real fast because I've been having more and more people slide in my DMs lately. I've been having more men reaching out to me, and even in my own life, I've been having men talk to me in person. A lot of men are feeling the pressure right now, and I'm not saying that the pressure's not on women too, and I'm not trying to take it that direction. But I think the pressure's mostly on men right now, in America, in Europe, in the Western world. The pressure's on men really, 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 really hard, and we can all feel it, right? It's not like one person. It's not just you, and that's what I want to get into a little bit this morning. Haven't had my go juice yet, and I'm trying to get away from energy drinks and going back to black coffee, but it's a process. Anyway, you're not alone, man. You might think you're alone, but you're not. There's been so much wrong in the last, 80 years? There's been so many lies. There's been so much about our history that has been covered up, that has been lied to. I mean, we're being gaslit constantly, daily. The economy's trash. Your money doesn't go as far as it went, 3 years ago? And a lot of us have resorted to buying and driving old beaters because not only do we not want the car payment, but we don't want all the new AI stuff of supposedly after 2010, GM started downloading copies of your cell phone onto the hard drive, and then they got sued and they won the lawsuit. So yeah, I don't like cars downloading copies of my phone, so I don't connect my phone to cars. Now I realize the hilarity that I'm on social media, but it's one of those things where you try to take the little steps that you can. But anyway, oh man, I get in a whole other rabbit hole about how hard it is to find older rigs right now, and that's a whole other demoralizing rabbit hole. And that's another thing that I found myself staying off of YouTube more and more. I've found myself watching less and less of YouTube because everything's demoralizing. Everything's sad. Everything's look at what's going on now that didn't used to. Look at and it's the same way in our in society, right? Everything's so demoralizing. It's just constant demoralization. It gets tiring. The propaganda affects everyone. You are not somehow mysteriously resilient to the propaganda. And because of this, I preach so heavily going outside and having friends and having a community. But that's not the point of this video. We're all feeling it, man. It's not just you. And you know what? You're ignorant to even think that it's just you. How can you even possibly think that you're the only one struggling right now, man? It's all of us. It's all of us, all the way from guys that just turned 18 and they've got no money, to guys that are 30 and they have no money. God. It's funny, but it's not. It's funny, but it's not. I mean, hell, dude, I was homeless in 2017. All right, like I get it, I understand, and there's so much that I've endured, and at the time I also felt like I was alone. At the time, I also felt like I was struggling alone, especially getting out of the Army, and you have that camaraderie, and you have that tribe, and you have that brotherhood, and then you get out and you have nothing. And then, like most guys getting out of the military, you get out, and then your entire life just falls apart because, why wouldn't it? I mean, everything's different, everything's new. You don't know what you're doing, and you fuck everything up, or or it's not that you fucks everything up, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just that. Oh, that's another thing. Veterans and civilians, man. When you start getting along more, just in general, we've been divided in every single fucking possible way, man. I realize this is just a rant. I'm just rambling now, but I've been there. I understand. Back in 2017, I mean, man, I contemplated it. I thought about it. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't allude to it on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. I thought about it. I contemplated it. I was there. And I think most men have been there. And we get it. We understand. And for the guys that are still contemplating with that thought, and that's still in the back of their head, no. Dog, no. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. If you already made the choice once to stay here, if you already made the choice not to pull that trigger, now everything else in life is your choice. You chose to be here. You chose to be here. Life is no longer an accident. The second that you choose not to pull a trigger, none of this is by accident. You chose this. You chose not to. You chose to continue living. So live with purpose. All right? You're continuously choosing to be here. This isn't somehow just mysterious happenstance, all right? No, you chose to be here. You know what? That could go for everybody. Literally everybody. Because you could self-check out in a second. If this was all actually that bad, you could just self-check out in a second. But you're not going to. You aren't. You're currently watching this video for some fucking reason. You're choosing to be here. You choose to click on this video. You choose to have to seek out motivation. You choose to seek out men to ask for help. This is a choice. Subconsciously, the human mind, the human body will do everything and anything it can to continue living. and anything else is just fucking insanity. You have to continue living. And there's so much to live for. There's so much to live for. And I know it. I know it, and I refuse to accept otherwise. I'm going to continue pushing forward. I'm going to build my own dreams. I'm going to curate dreams, and I'm going to push for them. And that's how you should be thinking right now, right? Like, yes, absolutely. Situation's grim. It sucks. Everything's fucking expensive. It's hard to pay bills month to month. I mean, hell, dude, last year I finally started feeling like I was decently better off. And I was like, oh man, you know what? I'm not poor anymore. It's like I'm almost middle class. This is kind of cool. And here we are, and I'm feeling like I'm struggling again. I mean, in retrospect. Georgie, my man, how it be? What's up, hoss? You want to say hi to YouTube? Oh, no, George. Come back to me. Love me. Love me. Okay, I'm sorry I tried to pick you up. Come here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come here. Ha-ha. Got you, fucker. Everyone, this is George. This is our barn cat. He doesn't really like being picked up, even though he purrs. You're such a goober. Just let me love you. He's too masculine for love. He's too much of a Chad, but like when I pet him and I scratch him, he purrs. And I'm just like, God, just let me love you. I love George. He eats all the mice on our property. and he guards over our chickens. We like George. What's up, bud? Hey, 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 hey. Fine, ignore me. I didn't want to love you anyway. Anyway, I got some of my coffee. Anyway, and I realized that last statement. It feels, oh god, it feels so like boohoo, poor me, and I get that, but this year has been hard. It's been a struggle, especially running a company, especially marketing, especially having overhead and having more overhead this year than I did last year, and taxes going up, all the tariffs, the how much people have less money and want to spend less money, that heavily affects business owners. And then you have to make sacrifices, and I had to make a sacrifice that I know for a fact that in a better world and a better economy, I should be collecting a better paycheck from my own company, and I am not. And I overpay my guys, and I overpay them a lot. And well, okay, not a lot. I overpay them, and I want to keep it that way, and I want to take care of my guys, and I think that's important that you take care of your employees. So, but once again, I'm getting away from the main topic at hand. There is hope, and I refuse to accept otherwise. My long-term goal is to buy just a massive slab of land in eastern Washington or Idaho, and build up a community. And I see how many men are struggling. I see how many men are doing worse than me. I see how many men, just desperately can't find a woman, or they're terrified to find a woman. Men that have seen what other men have been through, men that have seen what I've been through, and are like, well, I don't want that. Fuck that. I'll just stay alone. And that makes sense. I hate it. I loathe it to no end, but it makes sense. I wonder if I'm still recording or if I'm talking to nobody. No, I'm still recording. Cool. No, I understand how many men not necessarily give up. I'm not going to say give up by any stretch of the imagination. I think giving up's, coward's way out. But I understand why so many men, are just like, well, I'm just going to stop looking. I'm going to stop looking for a woman, and they rather be alone than get hurt. And I get that. I understand that. I mean, I would never. I'm too stupid to quit, man. I am too stupid to quit. I'm always going to keep trying no matter what happens. Now, that being said, I have zero intentions ever of losing, current relationship. And I've fucked up enough now throughout life that, I think that I don't know how to phrase this. Not fucked up. I have enough experience now to know, when to shut up. I have enough experience now to know that I don't have to always be right. I have enough experience now to understand that that it's okay to humble yourself. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask if others need help. It's okay to be weak. It's not okay to stay weak, but it's okay to be weak, periodically. It's okay to be down. It's okay to be low. It's okay to be human. It's okay to have emotions. It's a lot of things that I didn't know in my 20s that I now understand in my 30s. Now, that being said, I, much like most men, I didn't have much guidance in my 20s. The army was my dad, and I know a lot of men are like that, and that's not a good dad. It's not a good dad. Oh my God. Especially combat arms, because I was cavalry in an infantry unit, so it's just cav and infantry guys. That's all I knew. And dude, there was, oh man, everybody's a degenerate. Everybody's a degenerate, and it's a very toxic community. I know a lot of vet bros talk it up, but it's a very, very toxic and unhealthy community. Divorce is rampant. and for good reason. I and this is a whole nother tangent in itself, but I really don't think you should be able to get married while you're in the military. You just no, absolutely not. But I'm not in charge of anything, so that doesn't fucking matter. My opinion there doesn't matter anyway. But anyway, back to goals and looking forward. I have hope. I refuse to accept otherwise. I refuse to accept that there isn't hope and that there can't be a brighter future. There has to be. There's no way that there isn't. Especially with how far the Overton window is shifted. Especially with how much just noticing. People starting to connect the dots. People starting to see. Man, that squirrel is rattling off. People starting to see everything that's going on. And for for the white man, that's noticing how much he's hated. It's demoralizing. It sucks. You look at movies, you look at television, you look at video games, you look at the news media, look at the government, you look at hell, just McDonald's right now compared to the 1990s, and everything has lost its color. It's like we went from this beautiful, vibrant green to just this depressing gray. And it's demoralizing. It is. I'm not going to say it's not demoralizing. And that's another thing that I was saying that, I've stopped going on YouTube for so much content that I used to because it's all the same shit. It's all saying the exact same crap of oh, this... like, I used to really like The Critical Drinker. And I don't dislike The Critical Drinker. He's a great content creator. I love his passion. I think that he does good work. But it's that I've realized that every single one of his videos are the exact same. It's the exact same, just over and over and over and over and over. Because essentially, and it's talking about different movies, sure, but at the end of the day, he's just talking about, oh wow, look what a certain people did to cinema. And that's all it is. That's all I see. And I can't watch movies anymore. I've lost all interest. Everything feels like demoralization. Everything feels like subversion. Everything feels like it's just propaganda at this point. Now, once you, George, you're messing with my camera, my guy. So, for me, I've started to adopt that. There's the propaganda affects everyone, and I'm going to do my best to start to avoid the propaganda more I can. Now, I realize I'm on Twitter a lot, and the guys that are on Twitter and see me posting all the time, they're probably going to make fun of me for saying that, and justifiably so. And it's unfortunate. It's lame, and I kind of hate it, but Twitter has become like my main source of income. I mean, my company profits the most off of me marketing on Twitter. X. I'm monetized on X, and then not only that, but my Amazon affiliate links, right? I'm able to all the gear that I already use and I've been rocking for years and years and years. Well, now I can collect a little bit of a paycheck by saying, hey, look at this stuff that I've used for years. Here's an affiliate link. And Amazon sends me a paycheck. YouTube sends me a paycheck. X sends me a paycheck. George, bud, you can't be rubbing my tripod, man. Well, I love you to death, but kind of fucking with my jive here. Anyway, so so I'm collecting a paycheck from these different avenues of approach, and I hate it. But at the same point, I also understand, and I've kind of adopted this thing of use the system while it's still going. Because that's what we all have to do, right? Use the system in every single possible way that you can. You are not above the system. You are not up. You don't have this moral high ground to not make money. Try to make money where you can. Now, sure, you might get into some like moral lines and moral ethics and moral ethics. Those are two. You're going to get into morals and you're going to get into all kinds of questions. And I understand that, supporting these massive trillion-dollar corporations, bad on me, but once again, I understand the irony, and I'm just trying to acknowledge it, if nothing else. And that's how I've rationalized it in my dumb monkey brain. I don't know how that tied into the topic at hand, but here we are. Maybe somehow that tied in of I was doing so bad and now I'm doing well, or I don't really know why I went down that rabbit hole, but nonetheless. I guess you know what we could spin that in the whole boomer sense of pull yourself up by your bootstrap and you have to have side hustles. We could do that. Yeah, I'll take that route. Side hustles. Oh, am I gonna be able to kill a mosquito? Oh, nope, I lost him. Side hustles. Side hustles are huge. If you guys are trying to continue living in this, postmodern, disgusting dystopia, you gotta have a side hustle. Have a side hustle, or start having more men move on the same property. Not only that, you guys need to start having. What time am I at? 21 minutes. Maybe people will watch this. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Oh, you know what? That's another thing. When it comes to making content, I've noticed that no matter what I post on Twitter and X and on YouTube, no matter what I post, I get at least 1,000 views. I acknowledge that for my channel, that is pathetic. It's nothing. It is minuscule. I'm probably demonetized, or not demonetized, delisted on YouTube. I acknowledge that, and that's perfectly fine. I'm thinking that I might start trying to gravitate more towards Rumble, because I don't really like the identification and the AI way that the YouTube's going. I'm not the biggest fan of that. But anyway, there is hope. I firmly believe that the Overton window has shifted a lot, and that the world that we have been living in, the world that we have become accustomed to, it cannot continue much longer. There's no way. They've gotten way too bold. Our government has shown their hand far too many times, especially with the Trump administration. There's been mask off after mask off after mask off after. It's like, man, I can't believe you just keep pulling off masks. It's like, how many of them fuckers were you wearing? But no, I firmly believe there is hope. More people are awake than ever. More people are acknowledging problems than ever. We are the age of boomerisms and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, sonny. I firmly believe that's going away, and more people are starting more people are asking questions. So there is hope, and if you feel alone, I have location check-ins every single week, man. Every single week I have location check-ins. Hit up my Telegram, follow me on Twitter. I have location check-ins. Go hang out with guys local to you. And if you're worried about feds, don't make it a gun thing then. Don't make it a political thing. Just try to find friends. Just try to go camping, hiking, go out in the mountains, go out in the desert, in the swamps, wherever you live. Just go do things with other people. It doesn't have to be this Fed thing. It doesn't have to be political. It doesn't have to involve firearms. It doesn't have to be, like, you need friends, dude. You need friends. Just go outside. It's perfectly okay to go find some friends and go outside and just have a good time. It doesn't have to be this whole thing. You don't have to worry about feds. It's perfectly okay. But once again, I'm sorry that this wasn't this is more of a ranty rant. This is less. I need to. I'm gonna do another one actually. I'm gonna do another one right after this, and maybe we'll just have a couple of videos just ready to go. Because this one was just kind of ranty. So I don't know what I'm gonna title this one, but it wasn't. Maybe I'll title this one that, like, early morning there is motivation. But I'm gonna stop this video. And I'm going to start another one, and I'm going to be a lot more precise and on the to the point. I'm still going to post this one, don't worry. But I appreciate you guys. If you want to support me, you know, I have Patreon. If you want to go buy some military surplus, or if you want to support me in any of the other ways that I talked about, you know, awesome. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you supporting the tribe and the future and all that jazz. But I'm gonna end this video and we're gonna start another one.